everyone, Olivia Reiner here for Packers News, joined by Ryan Wood, and today we are discussing the tight ends of the Green Bay Packers. Ryan, the tight ends position in the offseason last year, they didn't do a whole much to evolve it. They did add Jace Sternberger, but still brought back Jimmy Graham, Marcedes Lewis. Based on the way those two veteran guys played, do you see Brian Gutekunst bringing back either of them this upcoming season?
I don't think the tight end position is any less of a need than it was a year ago, but I do think it'll be more prioritized. When you look at a year ago, last spring, Brian Gutekunst had so much to do. Edge rusher, offensive line, safety. He kind of took the path of least resistance when it came to tight end. Okay, bring back Jimmy Graham at his cap hit, even though there were serious signs of regression in 2008 that continued in 2019. Bring back Marcedes Lewis on a one-year deal. Don't do anything except draft a tight end, Jace Sternberger, in the third round. I don't think that approach is going to hold water in 2020. I think this offseason you're going to see the tight end much more prioritized by this GM, just pass catchers in general. So what does that mean for Jimmy Graham? You know, he's 3.6 in dead money if they release him. That could certainly be a possibility this year. There was a little bit of production, but just no dynamicism. I mean, the playmaking that you come to expect from Jimmy Graham over the course of his career was lacking. Marcedes Lewis might have a better chance of returning, even though he's a free agent. He can block, and in this outside zone blocking scheme Matt LaFleur runs, it's something that you want in your tight end, and he brings that. And he was actually able to give more of a receiving presence, not much, but more than his first season with the Packers. So I think you're going to see a lot of overhaul. I think you're going to see it at the top of the depth chart at tight end, and you're going to see more depth throughout.
So let's discuss the youth of the tight ends room. Jace Sternberger, when he was drafted, Brian Gutekunst acknowledged that this guy has some work to do, and he might not necessarily be the best blocker coming out of college, not necessarily something he's done a lot of, but that was what we saw him do for the most part this season when he did get on the field after recovering from an injury. What do you expect to see out of Jace Sternberger this upcoming season?
Yeah, I thought Brian Gutekunst seemed pretty impressed with him at his season-ending press conference. And let's face it, if you want to leave a good impression going into the offseason, your first full offseason as a Packer, catching your first career touchdown in the NFC Championship game is probably a good way to do that, which Jace Sternberger did. So it's tough to be a rookie tight end in general. It's so much tougher when you miss the first half of your first season. And for him to come back, he showed versatility. They can move him in the backfield as kind of an H-back. They can move him around the formation. And he showed a blocking ability that I don't think most college scouts expected coming out, especially so soon in his career. He was more of a move tight end that can be a receiver but not expected to be a blocker. Then obviously at the end he showed that receiving ability. I think he is a guy, maybe not the guy to build your position around, but a guy that can be counted on, and there's some hope that he can be a significant contributor at the position going forward.
All right, so lots for Brian Gutekunst to think about when it comes to the tight ends position this offseason. Guys, make sure you're checking out all of our other position previews over on PackersNews.com. Also, make sure you're following us on all of our social media channels this offseason as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.